Gamers, this is one of the firsts, one of the many, hopefully. We're not sure about the name yet, all right? We got a lot of suggestions. How to Beasty, Episode 1, Improvement 101, The Inner Beasty, Inside the Mind of Beasty. I don't know what we're gonna call it, but I know a lot of people enjoy when I talk, when I have talking videos, and this is kind of gonna be a mix of it. This is gonna be me watching one of my own games from the ladder or tournaments, where I kind of explain my thought process behind why I'm doing stuff and why I did this build, why I moved the army there. So hopefully you guys can get to watch this to learn something, or if you're, just being a little bit lazy at work and you want to watch a YouTube video where I'll be talking the whole time instead of just clicking the keys going at it, So if you have any name suggestions for this series, right? This is the official first series for AOE4. Let me know in the comments below, and we'll try to pick one, and we'll go with the one that people like the best. So let's get into it. Episode 1, baby. History being made right here. Millions of people will be watching this, I'm telling you, in no time. With that all being said, this is the recent game that I had against Linoctopus, aka Linoc. This is Linoc from StarCraft 2. If you are watching from StarCraft 2, yes, this is the real Linoc. Every time I play against a player, I always get the, is this the real? Yes, it is. So this is Mongolian Heights, and this was a tournament we played yesterday. And spoilers, Linoc lost 3-0, but this is one of the 3 games, and I feel like it was kind of a unique game, and I wanted to, just show you guys my thought process behind it. So I'm playing Rus, he is playing China. I'm going to focus on, obviously, my own gameplay. Unless there's something crazy that the opponents did in one of the games, I'm going to focus on them, but, I'll just kind of try to explain you my thought process. So Mongolian Heights, this is a map where you want to focus on water no matter what, unless you're playing against civs that you cannot match them. So in this case, Rus is currently the best civ on Mongolian Heights, and the reason for that is because the moment you hit feudal, they can get their Lodia ships transformed, and it just beat you in the water, and then they get the water control anyway, and you kind of invested into water for nothing. One of the ways that China plays against this is just go for boom, and they ignore the water completely, and they kind of just let you have it. Now, when you play against Rus, you do want to make 2 scouts to be able to deny sheep, to be able to deny wolves, to be able to deny deer, so the Rus player doesn't get the gold. But as a Rus player, and this is something that a lot of people don't know, I feel like, a lot of people, even when they go water on Mongolian Heights as Rus, they still go for 2 scouts. This is a mistake. This is a mistake most of the time. Your goal as a Rus player is to hit feudal as fast as you can, and if you make a scout, you're delaying that. This is extremely important in Rus versus Rus, but you can get away if you go for second scout versus China because they're not going for water. So general rule is if you want to go for second scout, if the other civ is more passive and want pressure in the water. If they're going for water, or they're being aggressive like English, where they're going to get longbows, you want to go only 1 scout and try to get to feudal as fast as you can so that you can defend. And on Mongolian Heights in general, you always want to go for one of the corners. So if you look at my scouting, I went to the middle, then to the left, and pick up all the sheep, because the way this map works is it has a batshit insane amount of sheep on like these sides of the map, right? So you want to go there, pick everything up, and then you just go kill the deer and get all the gold. So, yeah. Linoc on the other side, just so you guys know, he will be going for second TC Song Dynasty. So he will be doing the normal boom. Because like I said, Rus is very strong in water, so he won't be contesting it. And he did go 2 scouts, and I went 1 scout only, because I wanted to get to feudal ASAP. Because I had a little bit, build in mind. So I'm going 6 on wood. 6 on wood will allow you to basically be able to produce these ships just non-stop. Have a house and see that? Boom, into ship. Have a house production going, and you will be able to wall off in between making the Lodia fishing ships. So 6 is the perfect number. Now, all the other villagers are just getting rallied on food, and like I said, that's because they wanted to do a specific build that I'll go into a little bit later. And yeah, I'm just getting all the villagers on food. I got plenty of gold from killing the deer and the wolves and the sheep, which is one of the advantages as Rus. You don't need to mine gold super early. You can just kill the animals and get your gold that way. Fishing going amazing, as you can see. And I think at this point, yeah, I'm 24 workers versus 17. Obviously, he has Imperial officers, which add 20% of the resources, but this is why it's so important to go for water or be able to deny opponents water, because it's basically having like second TC at this point. So you're basically producing out of 2 economy buildings and making workers from the get-go. So yeah, here I'm still pulling with my scout, you know, making sure I get all the animals. I think I'm going to pick up this wolf as well, and I'm taking up with 3 villagers. Now, if you're going with, if you're playing against English or some aggressive civ, or the opponent is going for water, you can go up to 6 workers to tech up, so you can transform the Lodia ship ASAP. But because Linux is playing Chinese, and I know that Chinese obviously go for second TC, I just aged up with 3 workers, you know, nice and slow, because the more workers you put to age up, obviously you age up faster, but you don't gather resources. You're actually losing a lot of resources as well. So you kind of have to find, you know, the balance. So what I'm doing right now is I'm putting a little bit more on the wood, and you know, just building another house. And my plan here was to go for 2 knights to be able to harass the opponent. I think going knights or horsemen is almost always a good idea, because it forces your opponent to make something to defend against the spearmen and whatever. Now this is the thing, you know, as the guy making knights and horsemen, when you're going to stop making them, but your opponent doesn't. So your opponent has to keep making units, but you can just make 1 knight and stop, but they don't know that, right? So in a way, even though knights are expensive, they have to commit more to defending to it than you are committing to harassing. So my game plan here was to go for a couple of knights, 1 or 2, maybe more depending how the harass goes, and go fast castle. I walled off all 3 crossings, and I saw that he's trying to wall off here. So I think, yeah, I sent the scout here to block. I didn't have a gate here. This was walled, so I wanted to block so my knight can go through. And my game plan here was to go for, I'm still producing ships, by the way. I'm slacking here, but I'll be producing them pretty much the whole time. And my goal here was to go fast castle and start mining stone and just push him with a keep, trebuchets and springles, and build some crossbows so I can defend my siege. That was my game plan from the start. If he was going for boom strategy, which is 2 TC song, which is exactly what he was going for. So when I scouted that, I was like, plan is in order. We're doing what I initially planned. I stopped the wall here. I'm gonna clap this villager. Boom. And what I also know is at some point he's gonna try to re-wall this. So I was also on the lookout. I didn't discover anything on his part of the map, by the way. So I kind of went now to scout. But I know that he's going to try to re-wall this, so I was trying to pay attention if he's going to send the villager so I can snipe that too. You can see me now. I'm 1.2k food, almost done with the gold, and I'm already transitioning to stone for that keep. So here, I'm trying to harass, and I think here, maybe not here, maybe soon, I see that he has, you know, full Song Dynasty build, which I knew that his castle will be a little bit delayed. So there's a second villager trying to build that wall. I go quickly pop it, still producing fishing ships. So even though he's booming, right, if you look at the worker count, I'm actually 12 workers ahead. And I have 13 fishing ships. 13 fishing ships count as like 3 villagers of food, or 2.5. I can't remember the exact number. So I'm in a really, really good position. But the longer time passes now, he will be catching up and getting ahead. Especially because China late game is the best late game civ. So I don't want this game to drag out insane amounts, or if it does, I have to be pretty far ahead. I built a tower meanwhile, wooden fortress. Still getting gold, because I need gold for siege. And I'm gathering wood, a lot of wood. You can see I'm not gathering any food, because my unit comp from here on out will be mainly siege, a keep, and then some crossbows to deal with men-at-arms or knights, because it wouldn't make any sense if he goes for crossbows while I'm making a keep, right? So he's probably going to go men-at-arms, or palace guards, sorry, or knights to counterattack or do something. So I didn't make, I think, any melee units. Here I make 3-4 scouts, I think, and start burning this wall, because I want to do a push, right? So I don't want to go all the way around, because that's going to take super long. So I just start working on this wall. I'm not like over-committing, making bad shit insane amount of units, but just a couple of scouts is going to take this down, you know, eventually. I'm scouting here. I see that he just started mining gold, so this means that he's nowhere close to castle. So I knew that the timing is good for me, feeling good, looking good. Going with the Abbey of the Trinity, it's gonna provide me basically batshit insane amounts of gold. 700 gold if I get 5 relics and 2 sacred sites. So that's obviously really good. And the moment that's finished, they're gonna go back to mining stone. I think I only get wheelbarrow. I didn't get any other, and I only got wheelbarrow after I got castle. I didn't get any other, I think, economy upgrade, because I'm not all in necessarily, but I'm very committed to this, right? So the scouts are working on this. I'm doing some harassment with one knight, and he actually didn't overcommit necessarily. He made 2 spearmen, and he's upgrading them now as well. Yeah, meanwhile, I'm just doing harassment, just distracting the opponent. If you have extra APM, it's always a good idea to do so. So this is the part where this scout was scouting all around his base. And the reason for that is I have to place a keep, and my push is going to be starting from the keep, right? That's my safety point. So I need to place the keep in a very good position. Most players, I don't know, but I feel like most players would place the keep here to defend the pathway and then be able to push from there. But what are you pushing into Barbican, right? That's irrelevant. So what I was trying to do this game is try to find his castle age up, because I knew if I snipe that, then the game is over, because China's strength is their siege has more health, right? So if I snipe his landmark, not only is to make siege workshops, but I take the strongest part about China out of the game. And I knew that he probably wouldn't expect this strategy, because it's not very common. Because most people kind of play more on the fly and not plan stuff out. So I knew that he's not going to be too careful. And because I saw that Imperial Academy is on this side, I knew that most likely he will be putting the castle landmark here in a range of Imperial Academy, so that whenever he builds siege, it gives him more gold in taxes. So I'm building siege workshop. I added 2 archery ranges and actually made a couple of horse archers. And the reason I did that is I just wanted to distract him, maybe confuse him. Like if he sees horse archers, he might think it's mass horse archers. I don't know. But I think I sent 1 horse archer here, and I sent 1 horse archer to harass the gold. I think, yeah, this one. So from my point of view, you can see this scout is searching for a landmark, and when the horse archer moves in, I see that the landmark is here. So I'm like, perfect. My villagers instantly go to the left. And I decide, if I make a keep here, I will deny the gold, but he can just take the bottom gold, right? So you want to make sure you're fighting for something or over something. So if I made a keep here, I would deny the gold, I would kill this TC, the second TC, but then he can just get the gold here. And again, I want to kind of finish the game or put pressure. So I felt like putting keep here would deny the wood line, and it would give me direct pressure to the landmark. So Here I start producing crossbows. I'm collecting relics. I already have one and I'm getting more. And you can see, there's no workers on food here. All the food is gained from the fishing. And I have 19 workers on wood, and I have some workers on gold. And I just pulled 11 to make a keep. So I make the keep in where he doesn't have vision, so he has no idea that this is coming. He doesn't see it from the walls. And I try to get him away from the keep so he doesn't spot it. Meanwhile, yeah, the horse archer is moving to harass the gold. I harass the wood a little bit. So all in all, keep finishes, and I'm very, very happy about that. I'm destroying these walls because I don't want him to gain vision of every time my units move. I got Siege Workshop here, and before he even started going to castle, I made Siege Workshop and started a Trebuchet because, like I said, my plan was to push with Trebuchets off of keep. I think I instantly get the Springald emplacement, or somewhat soon. Yeah, I get it instantly. And notice that I'm not building this tower here, because obviously these workers have nothing else to do, so I'm going to send them to chop wood. But I don't build it next here. I build it on the open, so I would get vision, right, from this point. So I have a nice little tower for vision, plus it's going to give me bonus wood for the wood choppers. So as you can see, look at my map vision now. Like, I see a pretty good amount there. Obviously I don't see here, but you know, vision is quite a lot in AOE4, very important. Horse archer, I killed a villager or two here, and here I see lancers, which for me is very good because I already am making crossbows. So he's kind of making lancers into crossbows, which for me is very nice. Relics are still coming in. This is my third one, and I think fourth one was coming from... Oh, fourth one is coming soon. So my plan is, I'm making another tower to gain vision on this side. So my plan was to snipe this landmark and then start working on TCs from here on out, and kind of force him to attack me. So the plan is, if I kill this, then he has no way to outproduce me in siege, because I have better economy. He needs to still get food, and I don't. All my villagers are wood and gold. Yeah, here I get some eco upgrades for wood because I have 31 villagers in wood, which is quite a lot. He gets his lancers, harasses a little bit, and my push starts here. I think I make 3 trebuchets in total, and I start switching to Springalds in case he goes his own Springalds. So he's trying to harass here, but there's nothing we can really do. Like, I already had crossbows here, so I think I just sniped these out. And these are quite expensive, obviously, especially at this point in the game. Like, these are his first castle units. So the sieging starts. And this trebuchet is obviously almost, like, impossible to kill, because it's not like he has 10 knights to go and just, you know, snipe it. So, yeah. I'm walling here just so that lancers don't get too annoying. Made another siege workshop here, and the third trebuchet is being made. And if you look at my vision, I see everything I need to see. Like, I have a scout on this side. I see the siege workshop. I see Barbican. I see on this side everything that's happening. So I can't really be surprised. This is walled. This I have vision over, and then this is walled as well. And obviously I have a keep there as well. He's building a tower to gain some vision. And I just pushed this trebuchet because... like, he doesn't have anything, and even if he has lancers, I can just kite them and kill them. So I just put some pressure. I think I go for the villagers a little bit as well. I see that he has horsemen. I sniped a couple of villagers. And now I just kite back towards the safety. He's trying to snipe my towers, which is a good thing to target fire, because it's going to limit me from my vision. But because I made 3-4 scouts earlier, in order to destroy this wall, I have multiple scouts. So I have a scout here anyway. So even though he destroys this, I still have vision of what I need to see. And the thing is, even if he pulled 5 more villagers to repair this, you're spending insane amount of wood repairing this. And for me, this is like, they're just shooting, right? I'm not investing into anything else. They're just shooting the whole time. I'm making a third siege workshop because he can't break this without siege. I have enough crossbows to do with lancers or horsemen, and I have sprinkled emplacement on this tower as well, on this one on the right. So I knew that I just need to make more siege than him and I'll win. So here I just keep nuking, I have my sprinkles ready, and this is where I start pushing his traps. And this is the weakness of China. Almost no one goes for multiple workshops plus astronomical clock tower as China, because this landmark gives you 50% more health on your siege. So no one goes for siege workshops because then you have shit siege, and this is the strength of China. So he was on one workshop the whole time, the clock tower, and I'm on 3, so I can clearly outproduce him. And when I saw the 2 trebs plus the siege pops on this side, right, so I can actually see which siege comes out when it comes out, I knew that he has no sprinkles, so I just went and contested his trebs, because there's not much he can do about it, right? He has to run. I see the 3rd trap come out as well, so I'm feeling pretty good, and I just go a little bit aggressive with my sprinkles, because why not? And I think this died, right? Yeah, this died, but I lost vision as the thing was falling, so I wasn't sure if it died. And I'm building more archer ranges, because I was like, okay, siege is dead. So what I gotta do now is just not die to masses of units, and I'm in kind of winning position. Another thing that's very awkward for him is I effectively blocked this gold off. This gold is very exposed, so the only gold that he has left after this one is the one on the top. So if this game continued and went on and on, I would probably put second keep, like maybe even here or here, just to deny their gold. And with that, I would win the game without actually doing anything else. So he's trying again, he's repositioning his trebs. He gets my treb here with his trebs. But look at that, I have 2 trebs and 5 sprinkles. So what I was doing now with my trebs, I just kept destroying the clock tower over and over. And you can see him, massive horseman, trying to overwhelm my siege. But again, with keep, I didn't even have boiling oil, so that was a mistake that I made. I should have definitely gotten that. He's just taking damage. He's constantly trying to repair this, which is like draining his resources pretty badly. And another thing is, this is like what I like to call like a winning position, because once this wood is out, and trust me, with 30 villagers on it, this wood will be out very quick. This wood is completely denied, so he will either have to go here or on the top side. And this is something that I pay a lot of attention to when I play my games. So if I were to put a keep here after, I deny the gold and the wood line at the same time. And then this wood line is not really a thing because I can just kill his villagers from here. So he's kind of getting starved out, and if he doesn't break this, he can't win. And because of the position I was in, with all the siege and crossbows, I knew that he can't break without astronomical clock tower. I saw that he's producing units, I knew that he's not going Imperial, and I knew that he's probably starved for resources quite a bit. So yeah, meanwhile my water is still going great. Here I go with the crossbows, I snipe some more workers. Again, I make sure this is not going up. Kill a couple more workers. He engages with horses, I pull back. Look at the amount of sprinkles here. That's juicy. Oh yeah, and here I'm just threatening with sprinkles, you know, that I'm gonna snipe his trebs. Go for a couple of workers here, because why not? His forces move in. This was a little bit overextension for me, because my crossbows were not protecting. But if you look at the state of the game, 125 supply versus 111. 89 workers for him versus my 71, but military, I have more than double right now. So he snipes 1 sprinkle, 2 sprinkles, loses like 4 horsemen. I think he maybe snipes this one too. And if he was still producing siege, this would be great for him. Like, this was a very good trade. But he is not producing siege at all. He made a siege workshop. But even with 1, like, he can't produce fast enough. The villagers just ran out of food. Where did those villagers go? Oh, maybe he moved them when I was attacking here? I'm not sure. So yeah, he goes up here to try the nice sacred sites. Oh, by the way, the sacred site timer was running because I captured both sacred sites, so there's like also extra pressure on that. I got 5 relics, so I'm getting batshit insane amounts of gold. If you look at the income, I'm winning in everything except stone. The thing is, even if he makes a keep somewhere, I'll just destroy it because I have traps. So, yeah. So if you look at the game from his point of view, like, he knows nothing. He's like Jon Snow. Like, he has no cover here at all. He's trying to get this. He is walled here, walled here, walled here. He doesn't see anything on this side. I could be actually going Imperial here and he would have no clue about it. So it's a pretty bad position. He's trying to keep here, but it ain't gonna do much. And he just taps out because he literally has no units. He has 2 horsemen or 4 horsemen and a lancer. And then he has a couple of horsemen on this side. So this was a very specific build or playstyle, whatever you want to call it, that I had in mind. And again, my main focus was, if he's aggressive, I will play normal Mongolian Heights, where I'll try to defend my water. But if he goes for a boom, I don't want it to go super late game because it's China. So I figured this is something that would give me, you know, the highest chance of winning. And I never tried this before, but I figured on paper or in my brain it sounded good. So I was like, I'll do it and see what the result is. So, you know, it worked out, and that's pretty much what it came down to. So this is something that Twitch chat has suggested, that I do more kinds of videos like this one where I show my games. It's kind of like I'm between a guide and casting and gameplay. Obviously, it's not necessarily a guide on how to play Rus. Like, this is not how you play Rus every game. But it's like I said, what Twitch chat suggested, where I do kind of like a little bit of a mix and see how you guys on YouTube like it. So please let me know if you'd like to see more content like this. Let me know. And if you have any ideas for the series name, also let me know. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching.